we were talking about Lizzo earlier,
Yeah.
right? You introduce it. You know it way better than I do, so I
Yeah.
think it's appropriate for you to.
So Lizzo basically, she was recently on TikTok, and she made a post about the music industry and how there were no major number one songs of the summer. Like there was not a song of the summer this year. I want us to hear that. I want us to hear that clip first, and then we'll listen to it, and then we'll talk about what's going on, and comment about that because it has a lot to do with creator economy and fan base.
Hi, I'm a multiple Grammy Award winning artist with multiple number ones and multiple platinum plaques, soon to be diamond plaque. If you are upcoming in this industry, you should watch this video. The music industry is in complete shambles right now, and you can use that to your advantage. Back in the day, the music industry was very algorithmic, as any other industry was, but that industry was controlled to a certain extent. Now that we are in the digital streaming age, there is no control over the algorithm, and it is stressing people the fuck out, myself included. Every major artist besides Beyonce has dropped music this year or is planning to drop music this year or has featured on somebody's record this year. I dropped a mixtape over the summer. I had SZA and Doja Cat on it, and I just dropped the deluxe to my mixtape today. And yet there are still people who don't even know I dropped music. Every major artist from Lady Gaga to Drake has dropped albums this year, and yet everyone is saying there's no song of the summer. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It's not because the music isn't incredible. It's because the way that the algorithm is set up, no one can serve the masses anymore. This industry used to be based on serving the masses, basically like servicing your song out to certain channels and certain radio stations. The internet space wasn't so congested. There was a clear channel back in the day for major artists to put their music out and serve the masses. Now you have to serve your people. I started a private page just for my fans, Lizzo IRL, and it has been one of the most incredible experiences for me as an artist. It gives me an opportunity to talk to my fans one on one and give them the exclusives, share music with them, share my deep thoughts with them. My deep thoughts are not on my main page anymore. And that allows me to have a dialogue with the people who actually give a fuck about me. Because with this algorithm, just putting your music out 9 times out of 10 is not even going to reach your fan base. Think about the way this TikTok algorithm works. Look how many followers I have. Look how many followers you have. And when you post a video, how many of your followers actually see your video? Not that many, right? Because even though someone is following you, it's not guaranteed that they're going to see you on their FYP. And everyone uses their FYP. And TikTok knows that. So for new artists, this is actually incredible news. You now more than ever have an advantage over even major artists to get your music out there and connecting with people at a way quicker rate. Right now is the time to put yourself out there. I wouldn't even try to go the old school route and get signed. I would just make as much music as possible, as much content as possible, and put it on the internet. As for bigger artists, bigger mainstream artists, now is the time to talk to your fan base. Taylor Swift does an incredible job of it, and she's been doing it for a long time. The Swifties are locked the fuck in. And now, so are the lesbians. We're small, but we're motherfucking mighty. Anyway, I say all that to say that this year has been an incredible year for music. It just hasn't been on your algorithm.
All right. So this is to Lizzo and everybody out there. I want to explain to you what's happening and why this has always been happening. So, newsflash, every social media platform is in competition with all of its users. And the reason being is because these platforms are built off advertising. So, if you have 20 million followers, right? If you could post a piece of content and reach 20 million people, and you have the visual viewing equivalent of Sunday Night Football on NBC, and the cost to run a 1 minute ad on Sunday Night Football on NBC is probably around $800,000. So imagine being able to just take checks from brands to say, Lizzo, post this on your page and we'll give you $800,000 every time you post all day, every day. So I always say, why would Instagram or TikTok let you reach 20 million people when they're about to turn around and charge Domino's, Bank of America, McDonald's to reach 20 million people? Because if they didn't, the brands would just come to you, Lizzo, or any other creator and serve ads through your platform. So the new social media landscape has Instagram and TikTok in competition with your user base. So they suppress your content. So no matter how many followers you have, they're going to crush down your visibility so that brands have to do business with the platform. So it has nothing to do with interest as much as it has to do with money. So whenever you see something happening on social media, please don't think that nobody's hating on you. It's about money, right? It's about the dollars, about what's being made, what money can be captured. Now, what you can do, and what I talk about all the time, is that it is about your fan base. You mentioned fan base in this conversation. It's about creating community for your fans that you can monetize. But I wanted to be totally clear on content suppression is real. Algorithmic suppression is definitely there, and it's a part of what happens in social media. But that's why we built Fanbase. Also, we do not suppress content on Fanbase. Lizzo, you have a Fanbase page. We're gonna talk about that because I really want you to see what's available for you to do on Fanbase. But
Okay. So let's get into it. What I love that Lizzo stated that we didn't talk about earlier was she's niching down on her audience, right?
Mhm.
She's identified her segment, her demographic that loves what she's doing, and she's serving that community. What are the takeaways that other artists should have with niching down to their audience?
Well, I'm not even an artist, obviously, but even with her hearing her say that, it just reads to me as pour into people that love you, like just make things for them and don't worry about trying to make the masses happy because the masses are not the ones that are supporting you. Or what does she call her people? The
lesbian.
the lesbians. I think that's actually really cute. I
Great.
love that.
It's great.
First time I've ever heard it.
Really? I love that. The lesbians. Ooh. But yeah, she's basically saying that, hey, the lesbians are who look out for me. These are my ride or dies. I need to create content and create things that are specifically tailored to them and them only. Because why why stretch yourself thin trying to do everything for everybody when you have a group of people that want to support you down? So I love that for her.
So the reason why I call Fanbase was for two reasons. One, everyone is a fan of something. I don't care if it's basketball, bass fly fishing, crab legs. What is that you?
I love crab legs.
All right, so cool. So she's a fan of crab legs. I got something for you though. I got something for you if you're a fan of crab legs. Matter of fact, I got something for you. But so it is niching down, and you have a fan base. You just came off of a show, right, where you got a lot of visibility and you met a fan. Now, this is what I say about the new version of why we call it the social economy. The ability for you to service those fans without having to sell your underwear, but creating content in ways that allow you to make money and then scale that into a month-over-month business.
Absolutely.
Is what this is about. So you have a fan base. So everyone is a fan of something and everyone has a fan base.
Absolutely.
So we all have people that really want to support us. And that's to you out there who is interested, who plays video games. There's somebody out there that wants to see you play video games. If you are someone that recently lost your job, but the skills that you have for your job, this is what fan base is for. Because once video got added to social media, it turned everybody into a television network. Just think about that. The word following is dead, in my opinion. It's about viewers.
Absolutely.
And so why are you not able to reach all of your viewers that want to see your content? And so I wanted to build something that allowed people to have full visibility of everybody they're talking to, everybody they interact with on social media in a free capacity, but then also create that extra segment and section of opportunity for artists to monetize to their fan base. And do it in a way that they can use in-app purchase capability, create activations, do all those types of things. And so, that is the big takeaway from this, is that there is an opportunity to monetize your fan base. You have to take the opportunity to do so, because without it, you're leaving so much money on the table. To every artist out there, including Lizzo, and every human on the planet that sees this, download Fanbase, create a profile, migrate your content from Instagram or TikTok, and then start building community. And then once you start building community, start finding ways to monetize that audience that you have over there.
I want to ask you this question. You triggered this thought. As Fanbase's founder and CEO, if you were advising Lizzo on how to convert her audience and expand her audience outside of TikTok to her Fanbase page, what feature sets would you prioritize and why?
So first thing I'm going to do is look at Lizzo's following. So Lizzo has 11.8 million followers on Instagram. So right, I'm just going to take that 11.8 million people that follow her on social media. When I'm looking at her page, though, on Instagram right now, I see that one video has 788,000 views, 1 million views, 752,000 views, 619,000 views. So her content is not reaching those 11 million people that want to see it. So my point is, what's the point of having 3,399 posts on Instagram if the 11.6 million people that want to see your content can't see it? So my advice to Lizzo would be to make a Fanbase page, take everything down off all your social media platforms and leave 1 or 2 posts and start funneling people to Fanbase. Because you can still build the same community that you have over on TikTok and Instagram. You can build that over on Fanbase, but then start creating things that are for your fans. So Fanbase has the ability to have audio rooms, right? And so one of the things that people do, and I find interesting that when people in streamers stream, is that the only thing they can really do is chat, right? It's really a one-way conversation. But Fanbase has audio rooms. So imagine Lizzo being able to open up an audio room on Fanbase, right? Pull some of her fans in there, talk to some of them specifically, pin her music video to the top of an audio room with a watch party, watch her video, talk to her fans about that, and then the people that really came in there to see that, give them something. And you can make those rooms on Fanbase subscriber-based rooms.
Yeah, so it's very exclusive.
Right. So it's like, all right, cool. So they only the lesbians, right, have access to my audio rooms, my content. So I would do that. I would do video premieres, right? So I would premiere my music and my video for my fans, for the lesbians. I would also find ways. I would use Fanbase audio also to create activations with other brands using branded audio. So brand audio gives you the ability to partner with a brand. So now that your audio room is all over, the audio room is actually on the web for anybody to actually use and listen to without having to download the app. And you can create activations with brands that allow them to partner with you, and then at scale have unlimited reach, not even having to download Fanbase, with call to action buttons and really real cool things to do. And then behind the scenes content. Like, everybody wants to know, like, Lizzo lost weight. What was that process like? What has this last year been like for her? You know, she looked amazing. Yeah. So what is this new version of herself that she's out here with now and putting out music now? Like, what is that like, and how to create those stories? Because if I were to say, okay, Lizzo, if you're a Lizzo fan, she has 11 million followers. I do this all the time. And this is the exercise that I feel like people don't get, which is crazy. So if I take 11.6 million people and just take 5% of those people, right, that averages out to 580,000 people. So those are the lesbians, right? 95% of the people that follow you on social media are mildly interested in you. They're nosy or they're haters. Your real fan base is about 3 to 5%. So I'm going high. I'm taking 5%. So Lizzo says, okay, I got 580,000 fans that love me, that really are into what I do. And I'm going to charge $9.99 a month for the lesbians to have access to everything that I do. And she's going to get 70% of that revenue. So that's $7 a subscriber. You know how much money that is? That is $4 million a month. That is $48 million a year. So my point is that I know that you started Lizzo. I know that you started Lizzo IRL as an independent way or a separate page, but this is my invitation to you to join Fanbase, build community, right? For free, just like you would on TikTok and Instagram, without your content being suppressed. So everybody that does follow you sees your content, and then create that extra content that allows people to have access and turn that into, that's for an extra $48 million a year is not bad.
That's not.
I could use
You use extra $48 million a year.
for sure.
That's money for a rainy day.
That's money for any day.
Absolutely.
And when you think about that extra $4 million that you're making a month, imagine what Lizzo could do. She could take $70,000-$80,000 and give it away to a fan, or invite 5 or 6 of them out and have a special show for them, a private show, fly them out, do all these cool things that you can do. That is the reason why people don't understand, for every artist out there, the importance of fan base and why that is so important is taking advantage of that opportunity. So that's my advice to Lizzo. I know we had spoken to Lizzo's team before.
Yep.
We are going to reach out again. You do have a fan base page. You actually have some money on your fan base page. I'm not going to tell you how much money you got, but you've made money already just by having fan base. And so this is the opportunity to further that relationship.
So I wanted to just put some numbers behind what you just said, man.
Mhm.
So for any creator and any artist, you really lean into audio. For those looking for engagement, fan-based audio is the most used and most engaged with feature set on the platform. More people have cashed out as a result of audio than any other content format on the app. So when you're looking to come over and do it there.